folks. And what a World Series, man. How about that team, the Royals, man? They really brought it, folks. They really brought it. My Mets, they tried their best. They had the 2-0 lead, got to the 8th inning, they broke down. That's what happens. Every great pitcher gives up a run. 1 run turns to 2 runs. 2 runs turn to 3 runs. 4 runs turn to 5 runs. And at the end of the day, the final score was 7-2. They pitched awesome. Volquez, he might have had his best stuff. He had a heavy heart. Lost his dad 4 or 5 days ago. Amazing. And for him to go out there and pitch the way he pitched, it's pretty amazing. It's what you call perseverance. Never giving up. Don't forget where you come from. Don't forget who you are. Fight to the end. Never give up, folks. It's like the Royals showed there. The Golden State Warriors, the Royals, similar, small market teams, just finding their way. At the end of the day, you have to find your way. Sometimes you can't throw all the money at a team and think you're going to win all the time. You can be the biggest market, you can be the smallest market. At the end of the day, it's a game. It took them 30 years to win that World Series. They got to the World Series last season. They came within an eyelash and lost it to the San Francisco Giants. But this year, they were down. They were out. They didn't want to go to Game 6. So they said, you know what? We're going to get it done. And that's what they did. They got it done. The Royals. The Kansas City Royals. Can you believe it? The smallest market in Major League Baseball. It's the equivalent of the Nashville Predators in the National Hockey League winning it. Or in the NFL, I would say the Jacksonville Jaguars, smallest market in the league, winning the championship. Over teams that spent almost $1 billion on their teams. Or $100 million, $300 million, $400 million. It doesn't matter. They are the champions, folks. It's not your New York Mets, not your St. Louis Cardinals, not your Toronto Blue Jays. They came close, first time in 22 years. At least they got to the American League Championship Series, and they lost to the World Series champs. So that just proves things are changing, players are changing, things are going, coming. At the end of the day, I'll show you a picture of what I mean. You see that, folks? That's a champion. You see the emotion? You see that? That's a champion, folks. That's a champion. Volquez, pitched for his dad, boy. A heavy heart. Sometimes you can't give up in this game. I had a feeling they were going to win. I thought the Mets could have pulled it out, but Harvey couldn't get it done. Their best pitcher. He's young. Maybe one day he'll get back. Might be a few years. It's hard to get to the World Series. For Royals to do what they did, they're probably going to lose a lot of their team now due to free agency. And, and don't forget, they are a small market team. At the end of the day, it's not always about money. Sometimes it's about the game. Sometimes it's about, you can make it happen. And that's what happens. It takes a team to win a championship. It's not always about individual accomplishments. Sometimes everybody has to battle from your bullpen out. Getting that right pitch, bunting, a single, a home run. Hey, how about the catcher, Perez? Perez, he got it done. There's a reason he's the World Series MVP. Catching that pitching staff is not easy. These guys can throw up close to 100 miles an hour, some of them. Wild pitches, you name it. They're the real deal. And I'm very proud of the Kansas City Royals. When I was a kid, when I used to play Little League Baseball, my first team in Little Leagues was the Royals. It just puts a smile on my face to see that team win a World Series in my lifetime. It's cool. It's cool. Last time they won it, I was just getting into baseball. I wasn't even getting into baseball. I think I was like 3 years old, 1985. So, things change. I think a couple years later, I think 87, that's when I started playing baseball. I was 4 years old. But, 4 or 5 years old. I think I started at 4, so 86 I started. But, things change, People, we take these things for granted. You never know in this game. You never know. And, the latest MLB news for MLB trade rumors, this World Series edition, basically the review. It looks like Alex Anthopoulos has left the Blue Jays, rejecting a 5-year deal. I'm very sad to see that happen. I really wish the Blue Jays would have waited on hiring a president of the team. I knew Gord Ash would become available, and I wish they would have brought in Gord Ash because I know Alex would have resigned no problem. If they would have brought in Gord Ash, it would have been a done deal. That's what happens. Things happened. People change. Teams change. Ownership want to go different ways. And it's too bad. Alex Anthopoulos has done so much for the team in Toronto and across Canada. He's done a good job. This young guy, he has done an amazing yeoman's job. And I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up in Miami. Don't forget, Jeffrey Loria owns that team. So he might be looking for a top free agent general manager. And if Anthopoulos ends up there, I wouldn't be surprised. And Dan Jennings looks like he's out of a job. He had issues with the owner when he was the manager of the team, from GM to manager. And if you have odds with your boss, most times at the end of the day, you don't really have a chance. So it's not easy. But just remember, folks, in this game, it's going to come and go. But you get to the World Series and you manage to enjoy it and have a good time at it. Enjoy that moment. It's like winning the Stanley Cup. It's like winning the NBA Finals, MVP or whatever. It's important for a community. It's important for a team. It's important for a family. And most of these teams are families. They come together as one. In these playoffs or regular season, it's a long season. 6 months, 162 games. That's a long season. Sometimes I wish they'd drop it down to 150 games. I think a lot of fans out there around the world, especially in the United States, would love to see baseball go to 150 games. Maybe add more games to the playoffs, maybe a few more teams to the playoffs, and it would make it more interesting. It is interesting right now. 1-game playoff to get in. It should be at least a best of 3. But, that's the way it is right now, folks. Maybe in the future we might see that. As baseball expands itself, I've been hearing talk that they might be expanding to Mexico in the next expansion. They're going back to Montreal. There's a possibility. Watch the Tampa Bay Rays. That situation is cooking from what I hear and what I've been seeing and what I've been reading. There's a good chance Montreal might get a baseball team within the next couple of years or maybe the next couple of months. We'll see what happens in Tampa. It's looking like it might happen next season. But we'll see what happens. You never know. Manfred has said, they need a stadium, but it won't be a stadium. It'll be an emergency. They might have to go there to play for a season or 2. We'll see what happens. I think they're going to get a new stadium in Montreal. The hockey thing's almost done. They're probably going to get a team within the next couple of years, 2017 season, in the National Hockey League. The Quebec Nordiques will be returning, along with the Las Vegas Knights in Las Vegas. I can confirm that. It's not a definite, but it looks like it's going to probably happen. So we'll see what happens. In terms of trades and free agency, Daniel Murphy is one of the top free agents. Greg Holland of the Kansas City Royals, Ben Zobrist is the top free agent. For the Toronto Blue Jays, Marco Estrada, David Price, of course. He's looking for some big money. Watch for the Seattle Mariners. I won't be surprised if they throw him $230 million to sign with the Mariners for 9 years. Watch for that. That probably will happen. The Dodgers will probably give him 8 years, probably $215 million. He'll turn it down because the Mariners are going to give him $230 million over 9 years. I mean, at the end of the day, these guys want to get paid. So the Blue Jays will probably give him $180 million, and he'll turn that down. They'll probably give him like 7 or 8 years, but he wants more. He wants like $200+ million. So I don't think the Blue Jays will be able to pay him. Estrada will probably test free agency. The Blue Jays will probably give him a qualifying offer, and he'll turn it down, and he'll go for free agency. I watch for the Yankees. They'll probably sign him to a mega deal. Yankees and Red Sox. I think Cueto will probably sign with the Yankees. I think there's a few other pieces out there that probably will sign with the Red Sox, Yankees, and the Pittsburgh Pirates will be very active. They'll re-sign Francisco Liriano. They'll probably bring back A.J. Burnett, another 1-year deal. So, I mean, you're going to see a lot of movement, a lot of players moving back and forth. This hot stove this fall, it's going to be really, really fun in November. I see the winter meetings and stuff coming up. So, it's going to be cool, folks. I want to say congratulations to everybody in the Kansas City organization. You're champions. George Brett, you won it again, man. You won another World Series as an executive. man, Bo Jackson got to be proud, man. I mean, he might have to go down there and celebrate with the team because, man, you guys were the franchise for so many years, and now you have 2 World Series. That's pretty amazing. Dayton Moore, I mean, he's a yeoman's job too. I got to tip my hat to those guys. Keep up the good work, Royals fans out there across Major League Baseball. It's been another terrific season. Major League Baseball has survived from lots of controversy, scandals, you name it. It's still around. It's been around for what? Close to 150 years. And it's still going strong. It's like in the Old West, you know? It's come a long way. It's come a long way. So long, everyone, for another great season of baseball. I'll see you as the winter progresses. The MLB trade rumors, winter access, or basically coverage will continue. Thanks for watching, everyone. The one and only Mark Spencer is back again. And, hey, we're in the month of November. Halloween's over. Christmas is just around the corner. Peace.